Hi guys, it's Paul Mortz here, and this is 29th of March 2025, and this is just prior to the April the 1st eruption. We saw all the earthquakes on the news and on the websites, and we noticed that there was about 3,000 earthquakes in 24 hours. So we decided, based on that it was probably going to erupt soon. So we decided to book some flights and come out to Iceland. Well, we were going to come anyway because it was my wife's 70th birthday. So I decided to book the flights and come a couple of days early, seeing as there were so many earthquakes and it looked like it was about to go off. So I took my drones, we went out there a few days early, and we actually stayed there for 14 days. And after the earthquakes, which happened before we booked our flights, it then didn't do another thing for 14 days. So we'd booked our flights, gone all the way out there a little bit earlier than we were intending, and absolutely nothing happened. But little did I realise that the area that I'm filming right now was going to be the next eruption zone behind the greenhouse in the top right. Underneath all of this lava that you're looking at right now used to be the old Grindavik Road, which is now completely covered. This eruption took out all the electric pylons. It caused a lot of problems, but it didn't enter the town. The berms managed to keep it out. In the middle of the screen, you can see there is a smoother looking lava. These were the lava rivers. This lava was much more fluid and faster running. As you can see, the Icelanders don't hang around. They waited a couple of weeks for the lava to cool, and they built a new road on top of it. All of this lava came from this spatter cone, and it travelled all the way down past them berms. It actually backed up on itself, and the lava started creeping around Hagafell Mountain. These holes are sinkholes. They were created by the earthquakes. The whole area is really dangerous now. They've cordoned all this off with railings because you could be walking across that grass with a massive great big cavern just beneath the turf. The buildings, a lot of them subsided. Car parks with cracks right through them, with the tarmac at different levels. The whole area of Grindavik has had to be evacuated. Many people have been displaced. On the 15th of January 2024, an eruption happened. To everybody's surprise, a fissure opened inside the berms. Nobody expected this to happen. Some houses got swallowed by the lava. People's homes and lives destroyed. The volcano, relentless and unstoppable force of nature, which doesn't care about human life. Grindavik was at risk. You can see from the drone footage the lava behind the berm there to protect Grindavik, but the lava was trying to find a way in, completely wrapping the town. Grindavik has had to be evacuated. All of these homes stood empty, but some people decided to stay, and they tried to make a business still there. One place, Papa's Fish and Chip Shop, is still welcoming and serving people to this day. If you do visit Grindavik, try to give the residents your trade. I believe about 3,800 people have had to leave their homes and their livelihoods. The only thing they have left now is their memories. It's been like a recurring nightmare for the Grindavik people. While many of them left their homes, a few decided to stay. They're trying to rebuild and keep things going. The Icelanders are very resilient people. They don't give up that easy. They get up, dust themselves off, and start over again. This region has seen multiple eruptions. The Blue Lagoon has had berms built round it. The roads to the Blue Lagoon have been covered in lava several times, and every time the Icelanders have built a new road over the top of the hot steaming lava. Usually it takes them about 2 weeks. They need to let it cool, and then they get on with building a new road. You wouldn't see that in the United Kingdom. It would take them 3 years. In fact, at York, where I live, there is one road that has taken the council 4 years and it still isn't finished. And here we have these guys dealing with volcanoes and molten lava, and they build a new road over the top of the lava. I think York City Council could learn a few things from these guys. And look at the spatter cone there, lurking menacingly right at the back of the town. The roads cracked by the earthquakes, ruined in a new area where new builds were being made. You can see the foundations of new houses that have had to be halted. Multiple fissures running right across the land, all around Grindavik. The town is absolutely devastated. Some of the buildings have cracks running right through them. Some of the playgrounds have sinkholes beneath them. Buildings are falling apart. Car parks are now at different levels. It's horrific, it's terrifying, and it shocked me to see the carnage that these poor people from Grindavik have had to deal with. I mean, look at this crack. Look at the depth of that. The earthquakes, Mother Nature literally splitting the earth. It's hard to comprehend the power it takes to do such a thing. Grindavik was built on top of a volcanic fissure. Nobody really thought it would wake up again, but it has, and it's torn a whole town and its community up. Some geologists say that these eruptions can go on for hundreds of years, while others seem to think it's nearing an end. But these are multiple volcanic systems on Reykjavik Peninsula, so if this one goes to sleep, the chances are another one will wake. They are all interconnected, so one will trigger and wake the next. The Svartsengi magma chamber is full and is putting pressure on the land, causing land rise, and it's only a matter of time until it finds a way up through the crust. The smoke you see coming from these craters, this is the craters degassing. It's the lava. The lava will remain hot for many years, could be up to 10 or 20 years. When it rains, it seeps down towards the lava and comes back up as gas or steam. It's amazing to see. It's so menacing. You know that there is trouble waiting down there, and sooner or later it's going to come and say hello. You can see the protective berms that are sitting on the top of Stilingafell Mountain, Hagafell Mountain in the background. This is Svartsengi power plant. This is what they're trying to save. This power plant supplies all the hot water and electricity to the local area. This shot is crazy. The original Blue Lagoon Road got covered by the lava from an eruption, so they built a new road, the one on the right, and that road got covered in lava too, so they had to build another road on top of that. And the last eruption wiped out the Blue Lagoon's car park. After only 45 minutes of erupting, the lava travelled 4.5 kilometres. The lava just flooded right over the car park. This car is driving over the new lava road, and the red lava you see in the background That's the new lava from the last eruption, on top of the old lava from the previous eruption. There is about 4 layers of lava now from different eruptions, totaling around 40 meters thick. Below the hardened crust will still be molten. The sides of the road are all smoking, and the smoke is coming from the lava that is beneath. There are signs at the end of the road that tell you not to stop on the road, because the heat is coming up underneath your car. Look at the bankments. Look at the smoke. It's absolutely crazy that underneath there is still molten. Svartsengi power plant is situated directly on top of the magma chamber, and that is how it gets its heat and power. Lava tubes feed the volcanoes that sit at the other side of Selingafell mountain. Fortunately, there's a mountain separating the volcanoes from the power plant area. You can see the huge earth berms that surround the entire area. These are to protect the area from the next lava flood. Multiple floods have come up to the berms, and so far the berms have protected the area. The lava did breach the berms at one point, and they had to cool it down with hoses and water. And it did work. They cooled it down and slowed down the flow of the lava. These protective earth berms are absolutely huge. They're a good 30 to 50 meters high. You can see all the new lava to the right, and at one point where the road goes up a slope, it nearly came over there. And this is the new car park that the Blue Lagoon have had to build, because the one at the opposite side of the berm got absolutely flattened by lava. To the left side is the actual Blue Lagoon. It's an amazing place. It's beautiful, one of Iceland's top tourist destinations. It would be such a shame to see anything happen to this. Unfortunately, the Blue Lagoon sits right next to the volcanoes. It also sits on top of the magma chamber. If the sirens sound, then you have to immediately evacuate. The Blue Lagoon has been evacuated multiple times since the eruptions started. The volcano crater sits just at the other side of the hill. The main purpose of this trip was to film the volcanic landscape and the smoking craters. On the 30th of March, we flew home to the UK after being in Iceland 14 days to film the overdue eruption. On the 1st of April, the volcano erupted. At first, everybody thought it was an April Fool's joke, but it was actually true. So we booked a flight immediately to return to film the new eruption, and lo and behold, 6 hours later, it stopped erupting. So we decided to travel anyway to film the area it had been erupting in. So what you're looking at now is the degassing from the April the 1st eruption. So this is the one that everybody thought was an April Fool's joke, but as you can see, it was no joke. It really did happen, and everybody was quite surprised. It only lasted for 6 hours, and this was apparently the shortest eruption on record in Iceland. So what happened was, this particular eruption had an intrusion. It went down instead of up into the new dike that the earthquakes had formed. You can see here on the video where the eruption had split the protective berm and actually breached it into the Grindavik side. Basically everything from the magma chamber, which was at the maximum that it had ever been, flooded into the dike and basically emptied a good 90% of the magma chamber into the new dike. So now the magma chamber that emptied 90% of its lava is now refilling at a faster rate than ever. So if you consider now that the new magma dike is now currently holding the 90% of lava that the magma chamber emptied, and now that the magma chamber is refilling at a faster rate than ever, you have to wonder what is going to happen when they are both full and the pressure is back on. The fissure now stretches from Grindavik right through to Keelith, 20 kilometres. Now it is possible that the entire length could erupt. My immediate concern would be that the town of Wagga and the main airport road has no defences to protect them. Hopefully the north part of the dike won't erupt. I think that would be the best answer for everyone concerned. Just when the authorities and the volcanologists all think they've got a handle on what these eruptions are going to do, that they were setting a pattern, they go and throw a curveball and everything changes. They're keeping everybody scratching their heads. Nobody is sure what the next stage is going to be.